Hi, my name's MK1 Jeffrey Redman. I'm with the Engineering System School Fast Response Cutter staff at Training Center Yorktown. This video will cover the removal and installation of the MTU-20V 4000 M93L lube oil filter candles. The MPC that coincides with this task is Alpha 54008.d. This task will normally be performed as a corrective maintenance upon failure. This video is for familiarization with the task and shall not take the place of official procedures promulgated by a patrol boat product line. Ensure you follow all safety guidelines outlined in the maintenance procedure card. Now let's cover the tools you'll need. Metric feeler gauges. 1/2-inch drive extension, 13mm 3/8 drive socket, 16mm 3/8 drive swivel socket, 19mm 1/2-inch drive socket, 27mm deep well socket, 3/8 drive torque wrench, 6mm 3/8 drive Allen, 1/2-inch to 3/8 drive adapter, scribe, 32mm combination wrench, 27mm combination wrench, 19mm ratcheting wrench, 13mm ratcheting wrench, long 3/8 drive extension, strap wrench, formable funnel, 1/2-inch drive socket wrench, 3/8 drive socket wrench, candle installation removal tool, and for consumables, Kluth Hockey Form 3015. To begin, place a bucket and funnel underneath the automatic oil filter and remove the bottom drain plug to remove the oil. If you remove the top plug, it will help in aiding of the removal of the oil. You may need 2 buckets during this process. Once you've drained the oil, reinstall the plug. In order to gain access to the candle assembly, you must disconnect the fuel delivery pump discharge line by removing the 4 bolts holding it to the top of the pump. Disconnect the sensor on the bottom of the automatic oil filter. Loosen support brackets for the fuel line and disconnect the opposite end of the fuel line. Remove the 8 retaining nuts from the studs, fastening the filter cover to the filter body. Remove the cover and discard a used O-ring. Remove the indicator tab and spring, and pull out the candle assembly and set aside in a clean work area. Inspect the internal mechanisms for any damage or debris. Using a strap wrench and combination wrench, remove the nut from the shaft. Retain the spring and flat washer from the shaft. Loosen and remove the set screw from the flushing arm assembly. Once this is done, separate the flushing arm assembly from each other. Turn the filter assembly upside down. Using the candle removal tool, extract all 48 candles from inside the filter housing. Remove used O-ring and discard. Install new O-ring and lubricate with Kluth Hockey Form 3015. Flip the candle assembly back over to its top side for installation of the candles. Note there is a difference between the two ends of the candles. One end is square, the other end is chamfered. Ensure that you insert the chamfered end of the candle into the filter assembly. When doing this, make sure that it lines up with the hole below. Using either the candle tool or your fingers, ensure that all candles are fully seated into the filter assembly. Reinstall the flushing arm and flushing plate back to the filter assembly. Ensure when you do this that you align the set screw hole to the slot in the shaft. Reinstall the flat washer and spring washer back onto the shaft. Once this is done, tighten the nut on the shaft to specified torque.
It is important to refer to the current maintenance procedure card or technical publication for tightening specifications and tolerances. These change from time to time by the manufacturer or other authority.
Tighten the set screw to specified torque. Using a set of feeler gauges, check the gap clearance between the flushing arm and the filter assembly. Clearance should be between 0.05 to 0.3 millimeters. Ensure you do this on both ends of the flushing assembly. Insert the filter assembly into the filter housing. Ensure that the gears on the back of the filter assembly mesh with the gears of the mechanism in the back. Lubricate and install new cover O-ring. Reinstall spring and indicator tab on the shaft. Reinstall the filter cover to the filter housing. Once this is done, install the nuts on the studs. Tighten nuts to specified torque in a star pattern. Install new seals on the plugs and tighten to specified torque. Reinstall hardware for fuel delivery pump discharge line. Ensure it's tightened to specified torque. Reinstall the opposite end of the discharge line and tighten. Ensure your soulless cover is reinstalled. Retighten all brackets and supporting clamps. Reconnect your sensor.
Once all installation is complete, conduct a performance test to make sure repairs were successful.